going to do 5, then going to turn to the side and do 5 sideways shoulder presses. I'm working out in my backyard today after a pretty long time. Didn't feel like going to the gym. It's Monday, and the gym's usually crowded, like the most crowded on Monday. And besides that, I also have my 25-pound steel mace, and I didn't feel like dragging it to the park uh, because my wagon's, I guess, malfunctioning at this point. So just to kind of give a size comparison, this is my 7-pound one, this is my 15-pound one, and this is my 25-pound one. Yeah, so I plan on using that, plus I haven't done landmine squats or anything in a few days, so I wanted to do some of that. And yeah, so pretty much don't want to drag a bunch of stuff to the park, and the gym's going to be too crowded to validate going there. In any case, starting off with landmine shoulder presses. So going to do 10 each side. Switching sides after 10. With the landmine shoulder presses, one of the things is because of the angle, you also get quite a bit of upper chest recruitment. And then as you press up, you can kind of bring your head down to get a full contraction of the shoulder as well. So coming back like this will target a little bit of the upper chest, and then moving forward as you press will start engaging the shoulder too. Super setting that with 10 steel mace 360s with the 15-pound steel mace. Switching sides after 10. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for a bit, more like 4 or 5 sets, and then on to something else. But yeah, today's workout is going to be pretty much exercises with everything that you see laying around. So for the next set of exercises, doing landmine overhead squats, staggered overhead squats. So starting in an overhead position, and getting into a staggered stance. Going to do 5. Then going to turn to the side and do 5 sideways shoulder presses. Then switching sides and repeating the same. The sideways shoulder press seems to target the medial and rear delts quite well. Then, with the 25-pound steel mace this time, I'm going to do 10 360s on each side. I think there's a mosquito trying to bite me. The heavier steel mace definitely takes quite a bit more out of me than the 15-pound one. And it feels like I have to shift my hips a lot more to kind of guide the momentum as opposed to the 15-pound one. In any case, I'm going to do these 2 for 5 sets and then on to the next thing. So for the next set of exercises, doing a complex with the 25-pound steel mace, and then I'm going to do a kettlebell and landmine combination exercise. So, move that out of the way for now. With the steel mace, doing 3 360s, and then doing 3 curl to press. With the 25-pound mace, it's definitely like I feel it a lot more in the biceps and shoulders than I used to when doing the curl and presses with like the 15-pound. I'm going to repeat that 3 times on each side. Then with the Landmine and Kettlebell, so this is kind of a weird-ish exercise. So I'm going to hold the Landmine up with one hand, and then with the other hand I'm going to do shoulder presses while holding it up. Holding it up targets the isometric capability of the shoulder, but also, since it's on the Landmine, it's coming at an angle which recruits the muscles a little differently. Also, the Landmine moves around a little as you press, which forces you to keep your core tight. So a lot of stabilizers at work here. Going for 8 each side. So yeah, holding it up. So, you could say, why not just use 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells and hold 1 kettlebell up. The only difference is with that, the weight's coming straight down, as opposed to with this, it comes at an angle. And just because of how a Landmine behaves, there's a little bit more of an instability component. And I feel my core get activated more while doing that. So yeah, it's just a idea that I had, a movement that I wanted to experiment with. Gonna do this for 4 sets. Okay. Alright, so for the next set of exercises, I'm going to use the steel mace and the kettlebell, but the kettlebell comes second. With the steel mace, I'm going to do steel mace 360s to drop squats. So looks like this, using the 25-pound one again. I was going for 5 each side, I may have done 6. Then doing 15 ballistic rows with the kettlebell. So I'm going to row, leave, and just rotate side to side as I'm doing it. I may have done more than 15, but 15 was what I was going for. So yeah, gonna do these 2 for a bit. Probably 5 to 6 sets maybe. Yeah. Might do some kettlebell juggling after. We'll see. On to some kettlebell juggling freestyle. Um, yeah, my first real workout with the 25-pound mace. So that was pretty cool. Uh, Definitely takes a lot more out of me than the 15-pound one. Uh, and I don't know, like there's some things that, let's just say the unevenness or like certain things that are different between the left and the right sides of my body become a lot more apparent when I'm using the 25-pound mace. Uh, so like it wants to go back to some bad habits when trying to swing it. So it won't really make sense to you guys, but personally, what I feel is like when I'm going from one side to the other, one of my right side's anterior delt wants to stay tight, and I have to consciously kind of try to relax it in the middle of the movement to get the right trajectory. With a 25-pound one, if I do the movement too quick, the delt tends to remain tight, and it takes a little bit of extra effort and focus to kind of get it to loosen up. And that just kind of exists with the entire body. Like I'm able to notice certain strength differences between the left and the right side a lot more with the 25-pound one. And so I think as I keep using the 25-pound one and I like whatchamacallit, yeah, just get better at using it, those things will even out, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. In any case, let's do some juggling. For those who've been watching me since episode 100 at least, maybe 105 or something there, I think that's when I first did a backyard workout. And I haven't worked out in the backyard since I started going to the park, I would say. But yeah, there's probably going to be more workouts in the backyard, mostly because I'm not willing to drag the 25-pound mace along with all my other stuff to the park, unless I get a new bag for the wagon that's more reliable. Good sequence though. One of the things that takes me to the park more often than working out in the backyard is, I don't know, I feel like there's a little less room to do like movement, like I feel freer. Because here if I like try something wild, then the kettlebell will go and hit these plants and I don't really want to damage them. Yeah. That last sequence, I wanted to finish it off, but I dropped it. I'll do one more sequence, then I'll just talk about what I've eaten today so far. God damn it. I threw it too low. Let's just talk about what I ate before I get into it. So, So far today, I woke up in the morning, had a cup of tea with whole milk, and 8 tea bags. I like really strong tea, and I like get spiced tea and spiced Indian tea, spiced masala chai, and yeah, it's delicious. And I had that with Splenda and honey to sweeten it. Um, then I had a pound of like 80/20 ground beef with some cheese and barbecue sauce. Um, for the beef, like 80/20, usually when you cook it, it ends up like uh, the fat kind of gets separated. I don't get rid of all of the fat. I like use like after I cook the beef, I'll like put it on top of the cheese, and then I'll put a few spoons of the beef fat on top. Since it's warm at that time, it helps melt the cheese, and yeah, I think it tastes good. So, ate that, and then just before working out, I made a coffee with ground, or not with ground, with whole milk. Though I regret making that coffee because like I haven't had uh, a coffee in a while, and like I could have just instead had tea, which tastes a lot better. Anyway, uh, another sequence. Let me get this out of the way. Ah, damn it. These mosquitoes. Yeah, I think I went on a rant about mosquitoes a couple episodes ago. The worst insect known to man. I don't know. I've heard botflies are pretty bad, but I haven't seen them. But I'm pretty sure, like, in the same area that botflies probably exist, there's a variation of mosquito that probably sucks more. Literally. And figuratively. I wanted to finish an actual sequence. Next time, I want to do a little bit more front and sideways. Let me just check my workout stats. So it's an hour and 35 minutes into the workout and 824 calories burnt. We'll get it next time. I don't know, that was interesting. I want to move around a little bit more, so that's what I was going for. Come on. I did that too relaxed. Not bad. Not bad. I think I'm going to do one more good sequence, and then I wonder if the audio got chopped when I turned it around. In any case, I'm going to go for one more successful sequence, and then I'm going to go for a walk to burn the remainder of my calories. I go for 1,000 to 1,200 on average every day. On some days it can be a lot more, but on most days, like the average is 1,200, but some days it's like in between 1,000 to 1,200. Come on. I kind of like that beginning though. I got greedy there. I got greedy. All right, final try. Well, not final try, but that's good. All right, that's it for the video. I'm gonna go for a walk, and yeah, that's gonna be it. See you all tomorrow.